Hi, welcome to my video. I am working with GNS3. I'm inexperienced with GNS3, and I am inexperienced with Cisco routers. But we all got to start somewhere, right? So I got this Cisco 7200 loaded into GNS3, and at the moment it is stopped. But I'm going to be performing basic, very basic, the most basic of basic commands on this router in this video. What do I got? I got a when I first boot this thing, I'm going to get an enable your basic user mode prompt. Okay. And when I get in here, I'm going to type in config terminal because well, actually, I want to go into enable mode first before I can go to config terminal, because in user mode there's not much you can do. Basic show commands. That's about it. But to get in there and make some changes, like change the name, one of the first things I want to do is change the name of this router to Neo. We'll be doing that. To do that, I need to go enable mode. From there, I go to config terminal mode. Okay, and then I type in the name Neo. And the next thing I'm going to do is protect privilege mode by setting a password. Then I'm going to save my configuration, okay, so that my basic of most basic commands that we'll be doing in this video stick. Then I'll be powering down the router and gonna boot it back up, of course within GNS3, so that everything is virtual, and see if my configuration's stuck. So let's get started. I'm going to hit the run button, start up this router. Then I'm going to connect my console cable, and as you can see here, this console cable is a RJ45 to a serial connection. And I don't know of any laptops that have serial connections, so you're going to have to get yourself an adapter, a dongle adapter, a reputable eBay reseller who doesn't charge you 99 cents for the cable but $50 for the shipping and handling. So then I bring up a console port session, hit enter. It's interesting when you buy things off of eBay, especially routers. A lot of times these routers have all their configuration still in them, and people don't bother to erase it, maybe because the company has gone out of business, and if you're the system administrator, I guess the last thing you're thinking about is, deleting information off the router. You're thinking about your next job. I'm being prompted, do you want to enter initial configuration mode? I will say no. I've never done this, but I've heard it's painful, time consuming. So it's interesting to see what configurations are left behind on some of these devices. As you can see, this is a rack mount 7200 Cisco router, robust unit, and it's got enterprise software installed, so I'm sure lots of bells and whistles on this thing, which most of them I do not even understand. So it's important to know what mode you're in. Right now I am in user mode prompt. I can tell by looking at the prompt. So I want to go into enable mode, and now I get a pound prompt. This is a visual indicator for me that I am in privilege mode. From here I can go to configuration terminal mode, and again another visual indicator, I am in global configuration mode. From here I will be able to change the name of the router from this router default. I will type the command host name Neo, so my router is now Neo. The next thing I want to do is protect privilege mode with a password. So I will type in enable secret. Password will be Cisco. Now, I want to test my password. I will exit out again. I'm back at the user mode prompt, which you can run some help commands. It's very important to always use help a lot, frequently. Help is our friend, especially with command line interfaces. I'm not a fan of command line interfaces. Some people have a love affair with them. I don't have a love affair with any of it, be it command line or GUI. I just need to know what I need to know to get the job done. Now, next I am going to go to enable mode. Just type enable, and I'm prompted for password, which is Cisco. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to make sure that these basic commands were saved. So the next time I boot up this router, I'm good to go. So the command is going to be copy, run, start from the privilege mode. Okay. I think it's copy, run, start, running, copy, run, startup config. And it asks me for a file name. Startup config is the default name. If you change the name, it won't work, so I'm not sure why you're prompted, but there is a reason for everything. So it looks like that was successful. Now what I will do is power down this router, power it back up. Wait a couple seconds here. I'm gonna pause the video until this thing boots up. Okay, looks like I'm good. I'm going to go to enable mode, and I'm prompted for a password. So here I am in privilege mode, and I want to repeat once again, don't be afraid to use help, question mark. Help is our friend. As you can see, this router is loaded with lots of options. Now the last thing I want to do is I want to delete my basic configurations, and I'm going to type from the privilege mode. I believe it's from the privilege mode. I could be wrong. I want to type in erase startup config. Erasing the NVRAM file system will remove all configuration files. Do you want to continue? I'm being asked to confirm. I will say yes. So my file is gone. Of course, my running configuration is still in memory, so it will behave accordingly. But as soon as I power up this router, power down, power up, I will go back to default values. And I got some time. I'm going to test that. Power down, power up, console, and I'm going to pause the video while this boots. Now just a quick glance at this. We're running a CPU at 150 megahertz. It is a 726 VXR processor. I'm not familiar with that. Couldn't tell you one way or another if that's good or bad. But it does look like this is a enterprise grade. It looks like it's got a lot of memory on this machine. So I think I'm going to I'm convinced now that I have erased everything because it's asking me if I want to go into initial configuration. Once again, I say no, and got some errors. Don't know what those errors are. And there's my default router prompt, and SNMP is undergoing a cold start. So that was my short, sweet video. I hope it was informative. Thank you for watching.